Hello friends, I am Jade the Kobold, I am a game designer, I am a stage combat actress, and I am a weird internet lizard. And today, we are going to be watching together the Nintendo Direct. This is going to be pretty awesome from what I've heard. I've been almost entirely spoiler-free. I say almost because, let's be honest, the people on the internet, they do be yapping. So, there's a couple things that I have heard rumors about, and I am excited for everything. I have high hopes, I have high excitement. Where's my arrow? I'm going to need my arrow a lot. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to need this stream a good amount. The actual Direct is 42 minutes and 53 seconds, which means that this is going to be a 42-minute stream. That's actually a complete lie. It's going to be like probably a regular 2-hour stream because I'm going to be talking about everything and my excitement levels for everything. I have a lot of opinions on game trailers, several of which are going to become very relevant very soon. What goes into a good one? And I have, well, been a gamer for longer than many of than my statistical average audience, according to YouTube, has been alive. So, so I got that going for me. So let's see. Let's just jump right into it and see where we're going. Make sure the audio's it goes too loud. Okay, that should be a better audio balance. I assure you that scared me more than you. Right out of the gate, what do we got? New Mario game? Interesting art style. More... Huh. Let's talk about this art style, like, immediately. Let's immediately jump into this. That's a different type of shading than Mario's has ever had before. Can't think of anything that's used that type of animation. Is this another remake, or is this a new game?
Luigi!
So we have... Here, is this a really good place to highlight it?
Luigi!
So the shading on this, the shading on the texture has this little rim effect, which emulates the thick borders of a hand-drawn cartoon. It's not a terribly difficult shader to make, but it's one that Mario has generally shied away from. That's just such an interesting direction for the animation. I should just shut up and watch the actual thing, huh? That would be a lot smarter. Mario and Luigi. Oh, okay. Oh, is it another RPG? RPG platformer? Interesting. So what do we... I'm fascinated by this art style. The art style looks so interesting. Yeah. Okay, I love that animation. That's amazing. Okay, yes, it's a full-on JRPG combat system. I like that. Thousand Year Door was well received recently, right? The remake of it. So it looks like they're going to be doing more Mario RPGs. I see this as a win. Look at that crispness. Oh, look at that crispness on the animation. That's so good. It's not a pig. It's also good to see Luigi actually have as much screen time as Mario, quite nearly. I mean, it's Mario and Luigi. I have not played any of the Mario and Luigi games. None of them. Brothership. Okay. I might have to. I mean, I'm not opposed to it by any stretch, but I haven't played any of the Mario and Luigi games.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Shinya Takahashi, and
Nice
I'll
to
be
meet you.
your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. That was the first new entry in the Mario and Luigi series in almost 9 years.
Wow.
Mario and Luigi Brothership.
The animation in this
Please
is
look forward to
fascinating.
a
Oh my
seafaring
goodness.
adventure that
I want to play it
unfolds
just
across
to
mysterious
see it.
islands, as well as evolved Bros moves with Mario and Luigi.
That's okay.
Evolved Bros moves
Hold on. This right here is just Mario Strikers, right? You guys see that, right? This right here, this is just
With
straight
Mario
up
and
Mario
Luigi.
Strikers.
Okay, let's see the first batch of headlines.
Bring the championships home or on the go.
Okay, okay.
The thrill of the Nintendo World Championships is heading to the Nintendo Switch
Oh!
system.
Oh!
Take on
Wait! wait. Oh, okay, I'm gonna let him cook real
speedrunning
quick.
Challenges from across 13 NES games. From
Oh,
lightning
okay.
fast beats to action-packed battles.
Okay. I see what they're doing now.
With the
I was thinking of... What was that called? Someone in chat can help me out with this. Does anybody remember the tournament where you had one level of Mario 1, one level of some racing game? I do not remember which. And then for the rest of the time you played Tetris. And yes, it was in the Wizard. That's absolutely right. It was in the Wizard. That's what they did. That was the structure they used in that. I was in that. Fun fact. Not like the movie. I mean, I actually participated in the event. And I may have gotten disqualified because I realized that you could just stay in the Mario level the entire time, get the 1-up for 10,000 points, because it was a point attack. All that mattered was points. I got the 1-up in the first level of Mario for 10,000 points, jumped into a pit and restarted, and never left Mario. That was something that they retroactively decided disqualified me. So, fun fact, that one.
challenge and perfect your timing. Then give it your best shot and aim for the top of the online leaderboards.
Yeah, they didn't
You can
clarify
also
the rule.
try
That's on
more
them. That's
difficult
seriously.
legend challenges. Like completing Super Mario Brothers in one go using warp pipes. Stuck on a legend challenge? Check out
so these are all-
classified information for handy tips and tricks to help you improve.
Okay, so these are just all
Put
speedrun
your skills
things. That's
to the
amazing.
test in survival mode, where you'll race against
I like
ghost
this.
data of players worldwide.
Yeah, okay. Speedrunning, I've always been a big fan of speedrunning. Speedrunning has always been a very close to my heart thing. And seeing it be accepted, because speedrunning is always on the periphery, right? People don't make games, well, usually. People rarely make games with speedrunning in mind at the forefront. And it's just something that they adapt and might add a few features for later on, or that the community will, take and sometimes even mod out RNG to make for fairness, for as an afterthought, as their own sort of way of claiming the game. Seeing it done in an official manner is very exciting, especially for classic games. This is outstanding. I love this. I cannot wait to see this at Games Done Quick. Heck yeah. Let's hope they don't change the physics. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. They have to keep the same physics as the original, and probably have to keep some of the same glitches as the original, too, if you actually want to get the top tiers involved. Because some of the glitches of the original are what makes some of those speedrun categories functional.
After each round, half of the players will be eliminated. You've only got one shot to survive. Will you be the last one standing? Nintendo World Championships NES
That's pretty
Edition
cool. I like that.
launches on Nintendo Switch July 18th. Pre-orders for the digital version are available now on Nintendo eShop. A deluxe set containing a physical version of the game and other bonus items is also available for pre-order.
Oh, cool. Hold on. That's awesome. An actual physical NES cartridge in the year of our Lord 2024. I actually had to glance down at the clock on my computer to check the year. Anyways. That is so cool. I love that they did this. That's amazing. That makes me so happy. The glitch stuff would be impossible to replicate unless they make stuff up. Yeah. That's what I want them to do. I want them to replicate the glitches in their new code so that the glitches mirror the physics and function in the original cartridge. Recreate the glitches. Absolutely. 100%. That is what I want.
This items is also available for pre-order.
Oh, wait. No, I just saw it. I just saw it. NES Game Pack replica not playable. That's so disappointing, actually. Oh, that makes me... Never mind, I'm actually livid now. No way, I actually hate this. Oh, what the heck? I mean, obviously it's not going to connect to the internet, and this is entirely an online connectivity game, but you should be able to play it in a single-player kind. Like, you can still make NES cartridges. I mean, people still do make NES cartridges. Some indie games get NES releases because, well, they want to, and it's a thematic for the game. The idea that that's not playable makes me very sad, actually. They could have easily put in, like, even if it's like, you know, connecting to a flash drive that's running faster but still deliver the relevant data to the NES itself. That could have happened, and I'm sad that it isn't. It's still cool. It's still better actual deluxe set merch than you usually get. Usually you just get like a $30 figure for a $200 box set, right? It's usually garbage. Maybe if you're super lucky, a cloth map that would have actually been included in the original release in the 90s. That's still good, but it's a lot less cool than I thought it was going to be.
The final battle of Fairy Tail is about to begin.
Oh, okay.
Relive the climactic Alvarez Empire arc from the hit anime Fairy Tail
Okay.
in this action RPG.
Let's see some combat. Let's see how it looks.
Set in the
Okay.
vast kingdom of
That's...
Fiore.
Hold on. So what are we looking at right here? Mostly just flat planar space here with a couple of structures and a couple of enemies. Not the most inspiring, just a little bit of rubble in like set rubble pieces.
Set in the vast kingdom of...
And here, mostly flat with very clearly you can't walls. These are functionally walls, right? With a little bit of curvature on the ground. Better. I don't know. I'm not impressed by these backgrounds.
Fiore, Team Natsu prepares to finish their fight. Engage in real-time battles and unleash powerful attacks that fuse different kinds of magic.
Okay, it looks like it's real-time, quote-unquote, kind of like how Xenoblade is.
Work together with your teammates to take
Active
down
time is how I would
powerful enemies.
phrase it. Active time battles.
Fairy Tail 2 launches on Nintendo Switch.
Again, like, okay,
Teammates to take...
this is just a null space with a skybox. The models are great. The models look great. I love the models. They look fantastic, and the animation is not bad. But where it, like, I don't know. I'm not overwhelmingly impressed. I'm not hype. I was never big into Fairy Tail, so maybe someone who's a huge mega fan for Fairy Tail is getting more out of this than I am. But I think it looks okay.
Embark on a multi-dimensional journey.
There are better MMD models of those characters.
Final Fantasy series creator Hironobu Sakaguchi.
Sakaguchi, let's go.
Composer Nobuo Uematsu.
Okay, you have my attention.
RPG Fantasian.
Turn-based as well,
The world
okay.
is slowly being robbed of its civilization.
With, oh my goodness, this looks very near. Like, tell me that this background here doesn't look not unlike something you would see out of a Nier Automata game. Oh my goodness,
Restoring
yes.
memories, Leo must confront an evil entity threatening all mankind.
No, wait, is that it?
Skills
Okay,
are
good,
the
I was gonna
ticket
say.
to winning battles.
Okay.
Adjust a skill's trajectory to target multiple
Oh,
enemies
cute.
at once.
Oh, that's fun. That's sort of like a Chrono Trigger-esque style. This looks fantastic. I love everything about this. And somehow, these backgrounds look better than the Fairy Tail game.
You can also send enemies you've encountered to a separate dimension and fight
wait,
them
what?
later.
Ooh.
The more enemies there are, the more you can wipe out in one shot.
Okay.
Now, let us save the world together.
I like that cutscene style of having the pop-up dialogue box that with voice acting. You have a voice-acted story, but instead of having subtitles that are written, having it in a comic book style, having it in a manga style overlay, That's a great idea. That keeps the idea of reading it, keeps that that subtitle. A lot of games ship with subtitles defaulted to on, which I find actually fascinating. Like, I almost feel like we should just talk about that. Where am I? Where'd I go? It didn't work. Hello? Nope, I'm not there either. Where am I? Why isn't this working? Anyways, I was trying to zoom in on myself. It did not work. Why not? Am I somewhere over here? Am I... No? Oh, there no. Perfect. Flawless. Excellent. Okay, whatever. I like this style. I like this design. This way of keeping that reading the story in a manga layout. Also, a lot of video games ship with subtitles defaulted to on, which I think is a really interesting discussion point of why so many games do that. And I don't really have I have a lot of thoughts on it, and I'm not going to make that a big discussion for this stream, but this is a way of having the game with defaulting subtitles on artistically as a choice, as opposed to just having some poorly serifed subtitles defaulted in the bottom of the screen, which is just what we all expect. That's what we all assume is going to happen. This is a great idea. This I like. I like everything about this. I love JRPGs, you know this.
Let us save the world together.
Uematsu's close to retiring, so I'm surprised that he was willing to work on an entirely new project.
Neo Dimension launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Like, a lot of Uematsu's work right now is working with teams of composers as a director, rather than actually composing himself. And he's very close to retirement. Just, hanging up his hat and saying and saying goodbye. Yeah, I need to learn more about this. I'm wondering I'm wondering how much direct composition is actually by Uematsu, and how much is just by people who are working under Uematsu that he just signed off on. I don't know that. I don't know enough about that. But that's something that I have a question about.
Front and evil.
But let me back up and see this again, because this one is I want to see twice. This one I absolutely want to see twice. Okay, let's...
From Final Fantasy series creator Hironobu Sakaguchi.
Sakaguchi Swan Song?
Composer Nobuo Uematsu. Comes the turn-based RPG Fantasian. The world is slow.
That's not a mono, but it's definitely done in a mono style. And that, I think, is actually very interesting. If it was a mono, they would have said it, right? If it was, they wouldn't have hesitated to name drop Amano Yoshitaka. But his style is very present here, and I appreciate that.
Of its civilization. To restore his memories, Leo must confront an evil entity threatening all mankind.
I'm excited for this. It also looks like a lower scope game, relatively. I mean, okay, lower scope compared to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, it's relative, right? It's all relative. But this is a lower scope game, which I think looks fantastic. I've been really enjoying Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler being a JRPG that is just everything that I want in a video game, to be blunt. I adore it. I haven't been streaming it because I'm playing that for me, you know what I'm saying? And I feel a lot of that same energy in this. We might be just getting a resurgence of the JRPG genre. We saw Mario going back to JRPG. We see this coming out. We saw Octopath Traveler 2 come out. Like, right now is a real good time for people who like JRPGs. And I use JRPG as a general genre name. I know that Western developers can make JRPGs too. I'm just using that as a distinguishing point, because keep in mind, a few years ago, Monster Hunter won Best RPG at the Game Awards. Like, RPG doesn't mean anything anymore, right? Monster Hunter's not even an RPG. It's an action game, possibly an adventure game, whatever. Anyways,
to winning battles. Adjust a skill's trajectory to target multiple enemies at once.
Yeah, so it's adding new things to the formula.
You can also send enemies you've encountered to a separate dimension and fight them later. The more enemies there are,
and there's a bonus grinding area. I like it. I like it.
Let them go! Now, let us save the world together.
You play the role of a monster truck? Yeah, you play the role of a Doom guy too.
Fantasia
RPG and
Neo
Doom.
Dimension launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
I'm excited for that one. I am
Another
so
sport is
hyped for
coming
that.
to Spoko Square.
Okay.
Basketball is being added as a free update.
You
to
could
the
not have
Nintendo
taken the
Switch
wind out of my
sports
sails
game.
faster.
Dribble, pass,
You could not have
and shoot.
reduced my hype any
In 2-on-2
faster than
matches
this
using
right now.
motion controls.
It looks cute. It looks fun. For people who are
Try
into
out
this, I'm glad it
three-point challenge
exists.
solo. And
Oh, that's cute. They have a character named Leo when Leo was the protagonist of the previous entry they had there. I'm actually a big fan of that. That's cute.
try out
That's as cute
three-point
continuity.
challenge solo and score as many baskets as you can within the time
Shoutouts to
limit.
Leo, I guess.
Up to 4 players can also compete in 5-streak battle.
Huh.
Besides local play, you can team up with players worldwide in 2-on-2 online matches.
Like, nothing against it. It looks fine and cute. It's just...
This free update
Nothing
for
compared to
Nintendo
what we just
Switch
saw is
Sports
all.
dunks its way onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
It's a free update. You know what? Respect for that. The fact that they're still getting free updates for no cost, just as added benefit, I approve of this entirely. Okay. Oh, interesting. Beautiful art style. Look at that. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so it's a platformer. It reminds me vaguely of... It reminds me vaguely of Ori in the Forest. Just the way the movement was going. Interesting. Hold on. No. We gotta talk about this. Okay. The art style is stunning. No question there. Here's the movement. You can tell just by here. This moment here implies, like, they only show it for a few frames, right? They only show this for a few frames. But having this large creature looming in the background, like, that already shows that there is a ludonarrative, that there is a narration through the gameplay, which is something I love to see in a platformer. You don't see it terribly often. And even though it's there for like 20 frames, that is so intriguing. With the black and gray, black and white background with no color except for you and that giant red, what seems to be similar to an eye, like in the center of the claw. That looks, I love this. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be real interesting. Yeah, those movements, those tether grasps and dives look a lot like Ori in the Blind Forest. And I mean that with reverence and happiness. Actually, this boss fight looks more like a Hollow Knight fight. Right, at least that one does. In vague terms. Obviously, it's its own game, and it doesn't actually do it justice to compare it directly to other games. But yeah, it definitely has Hollow Knight vibes, too. I'd say more Ori in the Blind Forest.
Leap into a new update for Disney Illusion Island.
Oh, okay.
Monarch's greatest detective is solving a mystery, and only Mickey and friends can help. In the brand new adventure, Mystery and Monarch, uncover hints and evidence scattered throughout the world.
Okay.
Then use the dashboard to crack each case. What big secret?
Yo, for
lies
real
at
though,
the end?
the Mickey's Adventure comic, that cartoon,
Board to crack each
which is
case.
where this art style comes from, slept on. Actually, legitimately a good
It's an
cartoon.
array of cartoon classics. Leap into
Give me
a
close
new
up. Where's that
update
close
for
up?
Disney
Please tell me there's a
Illusion
close up.
Island.
Isn't there?
Monarch's greatest detective is solving a mystery, and only Mickey and
Yeah, I
friends
guess that's...
can help.
So this art style for Mickey is based off of a cartoon that got a couple seasons a couple years ago. I think it was 2017 adjacent, somewhere around that time. If you have Disney Plus, go check it out. Otherwise, to quote One Piece, the world is entering a great pirate era. But it's actually really good. They took like the most generic character, the character whose personality is and actually turned it into an interesting story, an interesting characterization, and a really good, really funny. Like, the jokes actually land in a way that Mickey Mouse jokes have not landed in the sunny side of 60 years, right? Like, Mickey just is not a character who's seen as funny, right? It's a character that's seen as the Disney mascot, and therefore they're not allowed to take any risks with it, and by not allowing them to take any risks with it, they never are able to do the type of subversion that leads to good comedy. And this series does. Go look this up. Seriously.
Oh, in the brand new adventure, Mystery and Monarch.
I haven't played the game. I'm talking about the
Uncover
animation.
evidence
I have not played the... I don't
throughout
know
the world,
much about the
then
game,
use
but...
the dashboard to crack each case. What big secret
It looks like a
lies at the
competent
end?
platformer, and that's a
Start
good thing.
sleuthing,
I mean,
because
it's
this free
platformer
update
is the
launches
best
on Nintendo Switch later
platform
today.
for Mickey anyways.
Island adventures await.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure? Let's go.
Customize your character.
Aww.
Then befriend Hello Kitty, Kuromi, and other familiar faces in this open world adventure. Team up with your new pals to solve mysteries and restore Friendship Island when Hello Kitty Island Adventure launches as a timed console exclusive on the Nintendo Switch system next year.
That looks adorable, but you think I'm not going to comment on Retsuko? You think that I'm not going to point out that a Gretsuko is actually in this? That's amazing. 10 out of 10 note there. Mickey Community Night. Honestly, we could add that to the lineup. I mean, make a note of that one, because that actually would be a good one to add to the lineup. I would delight in showing more people in that. This looks cute. And now my first thought, of course, from the aesthetics is Animal Crossing, and I think that's wrong. I genuinely think that's a mistake. I think that this is not Animal Crossing, because Animal Crossing is a builder, right? And this is going to places that are already built to do mini games. This feels more like, I mean, I don't want to say Club Penguin, but I'm going to say Club Penguin. This feels like a fleshed out Club Penguin. This feels like a fleshed out, I don't want to say WarioWare, because WarioWare is fleshed out. It is what it's supposed to be. But the idea of going into a bunch of different mini games to establish things, but like, it has the aesthetic of Animal Crossing, though clearly it plays more like a little variety game with a bunch of mini games and places you can go to, which Hello Kitty has done before. The Hello Kitty had an online platform where you could just go around to different things, almost like a Gaia Online-esque sort of situation, and turning it into its own game that's actually standalone and internationally available, as opposed to an untranslated web page, I think is fantastic. I'm excited for this. It looks adorable. And again, you think I'm not going to call out a Gretsuko being there? That's her. That's a Gretsuko. She is a Hello Kitty character, and that's amazing.
Let's
What?
Looney in this wacky sports game.
Okay.
Play as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and more.
I don't
across
love the art
4
style.
Arcade-style sports.
The shaders are not doing this any
Unleash the full power of
favors.
Acme across iconic levels in up to 4-player local co-op. But watch out for falling anvils. Looney Tunes' Wacky World of Sports crashes onto Nintendo Switch this fall.
What's up, Doug?
That's all.
Oh, look at how flat that animation is.
Sports crashes onto Nintendo
Watch Bugs here. Watch how flat this animation is.
Switch this.
Just no movement in the eyes, no movement in the structure of the body, only animating the mouth. Virtually nothing there. This is my first time seeing this direct. The arm is moving down disjointed from the rest of the body, and
Doug?
oh, I hate it. Oh, I do not love that. these characters live and breathe on their incredible animation, some of the best quality animation in the animation industry, and it is being absolutely thrown to the... Oh, this looks bad. Look at that shader. Look at how chunky that looks. You've seen the other things in the same Direct. You have seen the other things in this same Nintendo Direct. So, that have... Actually, you know, the best comparison for this is... Hold on, what are we at? Timestamp is 10 minutes in? Cool. Let's go compare this here with these shaders.
Pig.
Look at how chunky... Like, you can see, like a graininess in there. Like, and not in an endearing, old-timey grain, film grain, but in a... This shader is not properly rendering this shader is not properly rendering the character, and that's not even bringing into the fact that there's no light shading. Like, even without that, compare that with what is actually surprisingly similar. This is what they're trying to do. Look at these animations here. Look at these characters. Look at Luigi's idle animation here. Like, just, his whole body is bouncing. There's motion. The edges along the corners of the character have this crisp cartoon outline on them, which is very clear in this cutscene here we saw at the beginning. And this is what they're going for. This is what they're trying to get. And this is what we got. Look at her. What did they do to my girl? What have you done? Why? It looks so bad. It's... Yeah. Agreed, Alex. I don't want to get into, like... I don't want to get deep into Warner Brothers climate right now. I don't want to get into their corporate side discussion, but I will say... Yikes. This is rough.
In this wacky sports...
And, like, they did Multiversus relatively recently. Like, that was only, like, what, a few years ago? And this looks so much worse instead of learning from what they did.
Watch out for falling anvils. Looney Tunes wacky co-op. But watch out for falling anvils. Looney Tunes.
Okay.
Local co-op. But watch out for fall.
Okay, right here. I'm pulling it up. Look at these backgrounds here. Count the number of animations that these background chickens have. Count the number of distinct animations on these background chickens. Let me know when you hit 2, because I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing 0. I'm not counting as an animation. That's just a static model. This model has no idle loop. There's no idle animation here. And every other bird that is not in a stock animation, or in a stock idle, like a freeze frame, has the exact same animation looping. There's one animation across all these background characters here. It's
Looney Tunes
unacceptable.
Wacky World of Sports crashes onto Nintendo Switch this fall.
The art director for this game needs to be just... I just want to talk to him, that's all.
Folks.
Let's see if you game on.
What was that? Well, first of all, what was that line read? Second of all, what was that animation?
That's all, folks.
Let's see if you game on.
That's your game on face? That's your game on face? Really? Who did this? Who hurt you? Porky, who hurt you? It's so bad. And I agree with you, Buck. I'd give the shaders a pass if it was more heavily animated in the style, specifically in the old Tex Avery style. If it had that nice movement, flowing motion of the classic Tex Avery animation, like, that would be good. I would forgive so many things in this world if it went to that old Principles of Animation aesthetic. But, oh, I am... My gasts are flabbered. I am completely flabbergasted at the fact that they would allow this to exist. Like, just from purely a brand perspective, I can't believe that Warner Brothers would let this exist. Why would they let this pass their industry and standards for marketing metrics? This should have failed right then and there. They should have brought this up the chain and said, hey, no, you can't use Bugs Bunny if you're not going to adhere to these animation quality principles. Like, this should have not gotten into past development. Porky looks, he didn't even threaten to say this. He does! Porky knows how bad this looks, and he's scared. Porky, my boy right here, is terrified of what's going to happen. Oh my goodness. And yeah, like the animation is what we saw done so well here. Like, the heavier shaders around the corners creating that bordered outline. You know, we can see that here. We can see that on the Mario and Luigi, how that is and how it's done well, and how they decided
in up to 4 play.
Oh my god, they all so washed out
Local co-op.
in every scene too.
Watch out for falling anvils. Looney
I
Tunes
hate it.
Wacky World of Sports.
Oh,
crashes
that
onto
is
Nintendo Switch this
so
fall.
disappointing.
What's up, Doc?
That's all.
Oh my
folks.
goodness.
Let's see if you game on.
Emergency meeting. New crewmate and imposter roles are being added
Okay.
to Among Us.
So this is actually something that was available in mods for a long time, and now they're just turning it in canon. They're just taking the additional mod things and saying, okay, no, these are now canon in Among Us. That's good. That's purely a good thing.
Alert others when eliminated as a noisemaker. Plant tracking devices on others as a tracker. Or turn invisible while taking out players as a phantom. Suss things out when this free update for Among Us
Suss things out.
sneaks onto Nintendo Switch
Eh.
later today.
No notes. That's just a good update. That's just a good update for the game, and it's a good, healthy update for the health of the game. No notes.
Monster army is at your command.
Okay, just tell me more.
This is Felicidad, a realm of
Ooh,
command.
okay, tell me more, but immediately let me look at this. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love this art. I love phoenixes anyway. Phoenixes are just like one of my favorite fantasy creatures. Ah, Jade, you're a kobold. You must like dragons. No, phoenixes are cooler. Deal with it. This is beautiful.
This is Felicidad, a realm of monsters. Those who command and raise them are called Farmagia, and
Farmagia? Is this a monster venture? For real? Wait, what?
play a vital role in the land's civilization. 10, a Farmagia, must rise up against
Hi,
the
10.
oppressive Magus to stop his vicious Farmagia. Must rise up against the oppressive Magus.
10! No, you can't get Overlord. We have Overlord at home, okay? But it doesn't even look bad. It just looks so much like Overlord. Just look at him.
10, a Farmagia, must rise up against the oppressive Magus to stop his
You see it,
vicious
right?
reign of the underworld.
Wait, he's kinda
Rise
ripped,
up
though.
against the oppressive Magus to stop his
Okay, dude's actually pretty
vicious
buff.
reign of the underworld. Raise monsters and lead them into the fight against the Magus's army. Plant
Okay, yeah,
seeds
it is a
and
okay.
cultivate and harvest them to make your buddies come to life.
Apparently they do grow on
They
trees.
can then be trained for battle.
That's kind of cool. I'm okay with this.
Give commands to your monsters. And
Stardew
exploit
Valley with
enemy
monsters?
weaknesses in action-packed combat. Merge all of the battle buddies in your party to call forth a giant fusion summon and wreak
Nice.
havoc on your foes. Join the rebellion to stop the Magus in Farmagia, launching
Okay.
on Nintendo Switch November
That's
1st.
looking. I think the key to that is going to be price point. Honestly, I think the key to that is going to be what are they looking to charge for this? Because if that's a full retail release for $100, piss off. But if that's a mid-range price point, if they release that for $40, $50, then That could be interesting. That's interesting. I do have Harvestella, which was released last year, I think. I haven't played too much of it, but from what I've played, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's just this little simple farming game. It's nothing, too exciting. But I like that concept. Yo?
Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Tropical Freeze
originally
3?
Released on the Wii system, is barreling onto Nintendo Switch in HD. The villainous Tiki Tap tribe has hypnotized the local wildlife and stolen Donkey Kong's precious banana hoard.
Every song's a banger in this game.
Obstacles in the way? Just stomp them, pound them, and roll on through.
This looks good. This just looks good fun.
With hijinks, but they're no match for these top bananas.
Honestly, if you haven't played Tropical Freeze and you can get it on discount, go get it. It's a good game.
From
Like they actually know what makes Donkey Kong games good, and they've been doing it. A lot of people I've found have not been keeping up with it. A lot of people have been sleeping on Donkey Kong, and I think that's a mistake because they've been putting out banger platformers. If you like platformers, Donkey Kong has been feeding you these past few years, and you've just been ignoring it. For real.
To high-flying rocket barrels.
Definitely the same engine and a lot of similar
A
designs.
ride on Rambi.
Oh, you're hitting about some of the nostalgia too? I'm a fan.
Methods available. Pass a Joy-Con control.
Alright, my brain has already clocked it though.
Transportation methods available.
He's going forward here, but like, that's definitely a secret, right? You go down here, you turn around, and you go into the secret tunnel here, right? That's... You guys see it? It's not just me? You guys... Okay, I'm fine. Okay, we'll move on. It's fine.
Pass a Joy-Con controller to a buddy for 2-player local co-op.
Nice.
80 appealing levels are in store.
80 levels,
including the
nice.
additional levels from the Nintendo 3DS version.
Cool.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD swings onto the Nintendo Switch system January 16th.
That looks like it's gonna be real good. I never had a
One
Wii U.
of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong's jungle escapades returns in HD. Plenty of wild actions and antics are in store with these Kongs.
That looks good.
Next, please take a look at
Yeah,
this.
if you like platformers. If you like platformers and you've been sleeping on Donkey Kong for the past any amount of time, you need to pick him up. For real. The time is nigh. What time is nigh? Ooh, I like the pixel art. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I love that. I love everything about that. Okay. Again, I've been absorbed in Octopath Traveler lately, so more HD 2D stuff I am all about. That looks stunning. Oh, I love that so much. Hey, GD. Okay. It's a HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest III. Okay, that looks...
with allies.
I never played Dragon Quest III.
The Archfiend.
So I'll be going into that blind if I do, and I probably will. RPG lovers are eating so well today. Oh my goodness, RPG lovers are just like... We've seen so many good things, like good things.
Adventure. Memorable encounters. Perplexing challenges.
I love block sliding puzzles. Low-key
and
love.
Formidable monsters await.
Oh, the art style's so good, though.
An
Oh, look at that
iconic
animation. Oh, that looks
RPG
nice.
Remade in HD 2D.
Now, it's interesting. What I find most interesting is they are not using the heavy tilt shift that Octopath did. Because when we've seen other people do the HD 2D, they've gone more into a heavy tilt shift. Even when we did for the remake for Link Awakens, the Game Boy Zelda remake, they brought in that tilt shift for a lot of the aesthetic. And that wasn't pixel, but my point stands there. And this doesn't. This goes heavily into a more ornate and crafted background, and I like that. I think that's a good choice. I think this is gorgeous. I like both, I mean, obviously, but like...
Forge your own path. The legacy begins.
Oh, it looks so good. Honestly, if they do a actual remake of Final Fantasy VI, this is the aesthetic I want them to do it in.
3 HD 2D remake.
I honestly don't think they need a Final Fantasy VI remake.
to
The
Nintendo Switch,
Pixel Remaster is the
November
best way to
14th.
experience it. This is so good, though. What? Hello? Hello? Oh! Nice! Okay, okay. They're remaking, so Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 are all getting remakes in there. Nice! Yeah, the Looney Tunes sports game looks catastrophically bad.
ダイレクトをご覧の皆様、こんにちは。
Yo.
堀井裕二です。
Hi.
ドラゴンクエスト3の映像、いかがでしたか？
I
よ
did,
うや
thank
く
you
発
very
売
much.
日を発表できて、僕も嬉しく思います。そして今日サプライズで発表したドラゴンクエスト1 and 2も HD2D で蘇ることが決定し
Alex, GD is like on the channel more, pretty often.
ました。時系列としては3が物語の始めとなっており、
Oh, I didn't realize
3
they came
の
first.
順番でプレイしてもらうと、
Oh.
驚く展開が待っています。
3, 1,
元
2.
3
Okay.
部作となる3と1と2どちらもぜひ楽しんでもらえたら嬉しいです。
Oh, this is exciting.
どうも堀井裕二でした。
Thank you, Mr. Hori. We hope you're excited to play the entire
looks so
Urga
good, though.
trilogy, now in HD 2D. Let's continue with more headlines.
Send. What do we got now? What do we got?
Let's have some fun, Co. Say hello to
I'm just gonna stretch for a minute.
Jaws? Wait, He-Man? Great
Get up,
Scott.
grab a snack now.
Is that Marty McFly? The world of Funko is coming to life in this action-adventure mashup
Grabs.
for the ages. Play with more than 60 characters as you explore locations based on over 20 iconic movies, TV shows,
This is a second.
and
There was
more.
another one? Really?
Use special skills and crafted gadgets to explore epic worlds, each with their own unique puzzles, hidden areas, and familiar foes. Dinosaurs
it's just
from
not for me.
Jurassic World
If you
and
like the Funko
Cylons
aesthetic,
from
then-
Battlestar Galactica.
I think the best comparison I have for this is the Lego games. If you like the Lego games and you like the Lego Star Wars take on Star Wars, then you'll probably like this and Funko's take on these other IPs. I think that's really the best way to describe it. Lego games take the original source material and deliver it with such an irreverence and such a intentional apathy to the source material that that's what makes them appealing. And if that appeals to you, then this is probably going to be doing the same thing. I'm not going to, just be like, Funko bad. No, I'm just going to say that it's not for me. I prefer a genuine read of the narrative rather than the absurdist take
They're
in
certainly
general.
not toying around. Unbox the universe. When Funko Future
Wait, did that-
not toying around. Unbox the
Okay, so they just left it there with no colliders and had the model animate straight through it in a cutscene.
universe.
That's pretty much what you're in for
Funko
this,
Fusion
honestly.
pops onto
Yeah, that
Nintendo
tracks.
Switch, September 13th.
Not for me.
We've got a smorgasbord of spooky, silly, and strategic games.
Yo, strategy games are coming back? For real? I don't believe you. Prove it. Prove it to me. Is this new
Ready
Luigi's
for
Mansion?
adventure of
Yes!
Ghoulish proportions?
Heck yeah!
Summon your courage
Hello?
and explore multiple mansions filled with goofy ghosts,
That's
tricky
so good.
traps,
This deserved a
and
remake.
other supernatural shenanigans.
Hey, you want me to play a horror game for October? I will accept this one. I will agree to this one.
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
Go to the wall.
Meet the quirky little Dempa Man. Find him, catch him, and lead him on a
What?
joyful RPG adventure.
What? I mean, again, RPG lovers are eating, but what is this?
Explore dungeons and battle monsters. Customize
Is this a
all sorts of
Miiverse?
outfits. Decorate your island however you'd like.
Is this
And more.
Miiverse RPG too?
Plus up to 4 players
Again?
in local co-op.
Yeah,
can team
off-brand
up to
Miitopia
catch
vibes,
special
but for real.
Dempa Man. The new Dempa Man is free to play and launches
Yeah.
as a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch July 22nd.
We have Miitopia at home, I guess. Okay. Oh, hello? Hello?
Strategize away in this tower defense installment of the Metal Slug series.
What?
Take control of your forces.
I wouldn't-
and
I don't know if tower defense is the word I would use for this. When I think tower defense, I think balloons or, like, this doesn't look tower defense to me.
Of the Metal
I'd say more
Slug
Clash of
series.
Clans.
Take control of your forces and
That
pulverize
said,
enemy strongholds.
it looks good.
Choose from over 300 units with different abilities.
Age of War, yeah.
Build out your decks to win tactical tussles. You can also slug it out with other players in online battles.
Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say this right now. This game is going to live and die on how much they prioritize online battles versus not online battles. If they make this all in online Clash of Clans-esque style PvP mobile game monetization, it's over. It's just write it off as a loss and move on. But if they focus on a single player experience, if they focus on a curated, actual crafted Metal Slug style world and make the game worth buying for that alone, if you can buy this game and feel justified for the price, if you by never ever going online and doing any PvP battles, this will be excellent. Do I trust the publisher to do that? I want to say yes, but I don't. So I'm not holding my breath for this, but let me just say that this has the potential to be fantastic. But it has to be good enough without being an online, without being a mobile game. If this is a mobile PvP game, move on. But if it's a good game on its own, then I'm excited to see it. Cautious optimism. I don't want to come down on it too hard until I know more about it. But I'm worried.
Metal
You know what I'm saying?
Take control of your forces and pulverize enemy strongholds. Choose from over 300 units with different abilities. And build out your decks to win tactical tussles. You can also slug it out with other players in online battles.
The way he phrases it as, you can also do this, gives me some hope. Yeah, they're using assets super hard, but whatever,
Slug
right?
Attack Reloaded storms onto the Nintendo Switch system later today.
Later today. Oh, okay, so I guess we know right away.
Embark on an expedition of the damned in this eagerly awaited sequel to the gothic roguelike RPG. Board your stagecoach and set off across a decaying landscape to prevent an apocalypse. Fight off.
Wait. Darkest Dungeon cart, anyone?
across a decaying landscape to
Nightmare
prevent
Cart
an
Darkest Dungeon
apocalypse.
Edition, let's go.
Fight off nightmarish fiends in turn-based combat. And upgrade your abilities after each deadly run. Darkest Dungeon 2 launches on Nintendo Switch.
Alright, so I'll just give out my opinion on Darkest Dungeon in general. It's good. It is a good game. It is designed to put you on your back foot, to screw you over, and to make you clamor tooth and nail for victory. And I don't care for that as much as I do something that's more empowering to the player. it's the horror aspect of the game. It's the disempowering horror aspect of the game that I don't adore. That said, it's a good chef can taste a food that they do not like. If you are a chef who does not like the taste of raw onions, a good chef can have a dish with raw onions in it and appreciate what it is, how it was made, and understand the quality and understand what somebody who would enjoy it would enjoy from it, even if they don't want it themselves, even if it's not what they would order. So I say this in, just to be clear, this is probably going to be an excellent game, and I'm not going to play it. Does that make sense? Because I think a lot of people forget that. A lot of people get into this mindset of, it's not for me, therefore it's bad. It's so easy to get into that. It's so easy to get into that mindset and to fail to appreciate something on its own merit. I think that this is going to be a very good game. I'm going to hate it. But it's going to be good.
July 15th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
And like in general, I'm just going to say it. In general, I think that that's a fairly major cultural problem that we have across the internet right now, is this idea of it's not my taste, therefore it's bad, without being willing to spend the time to understand what somebody else might see in it. I think that's like just a genuine modern culture problem we have. Everything must be the best or the worst. Everything must be good or bad, and anything I don't like is bad. I think that just as a world, yeah, like one weird gay internet kobold is going to be the one to fix this. I think that as a world, we need to fix that.
More classic titles are on the way.
Always a good thing. Always good. Ooh, 4 swords? Really? Nice.
Play Link's classic 16-bit adventure and team up online to explore randomized dungeons in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past 4 Swords.
Okay. Just from the ooh, Zero Mission's good.
Experience the remake of Samus's first adventure in Metroid Zero Mission.
Zero Mission is such a good game. Unironically, like hyped
Plus,
for this.
Coming to the new Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online
Mature
17+ collection
Wait, what?
of games.
Oh,
Brave
that's
the
what they
dangerous
meant.
lost land
Okay.
to stop the campaign's nefarious schemes.
Look.
In Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. And
Buck, all I'm gonna say is that Perfect Dark has fanfics, okay? We've had grubs. We've added sex to the Nintendo 64. Oh my God. Oh. Yo!
infiltrate a corporation.
Let's
to
go!
end their alien conspiracy in.
Listen. Everybody stands GoldenEye, and everybody needs to sit down, shut up, and accept that GoldenEye sucked. It was fine. And then Perfect Dark came out, and everybody should have put down GoldenEye, tossed it over their shoulder, and played Perfect Dark. GoldenEye was fine, but as the second that Perfect Dark came out, you should say, okay, that was a fun movie franchise tie-in game with weirdly good music. Let's put it aside from now and play a much better game. Perfect Dark is amazing. Perfect Dark rules. I will not be elaborating at this time.
Perfect Dark.
I will elaborate in great
Online
detail later, though.
multiplayer.
Online multiplayer Perfect Dark? Let's go! What? Online multiplayer Perfect Dark? Heck yeah!
Infiltrate a corporation to end their alien conspiracy in Perfect Dark. Now with online multiplayer. All 4 games will be available for Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members later today.
So, today? Oh, heck yeah. I think my expansion pack, I think my Nintendo Online is still active.
Set sail to save the day.
Disgaea?
This is Verona, a young woman with the ability to communicate with phantoms.
I will take all of this girl.
Join her on a journey to save her. friend Ash.
Look. All I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Better animation than Warner Brothers gave for their game. Still, look at they actually have idle animations. They actually have animations. That's so much better. I'm mad about it.
In this new installment in the Phantom Brave series,
Haven't played this game, but I'm curious about it. I haven't played that series. I mean, obviously, I haven't played the game.
take on tactical turn-based battles, where you'll combine the phantoms you befriended with objects in various ways.
Oh, cute. Oh, this looks fun. My
Combine
only
phantom-
question/fear is how many characters you get. Because visually this looks a lot like Disgaea, right? We can agree on that. This looks a decent chunk like Disgaea. But, like, I didn't care as much for Disgaea because of the sheer quantity of characters you had. I didn't like controlling 15, 16 characters at a time. I prefer XCOM, where I have 4 characters that can do very cool stuff, as opposed to 20 characters that are all kind of the same, right? I mean, I played through Triangle Strat. I played through Triangle Strategy, and that's my upper limit. That's my hard upper limit on the number of characters that I care to see on a battlefield in a non-strategy game, outside of something like, well, it's saying like a Command and Conquer style thing. If I don't want to have a tactical game with that many characters on the screen. If this is a tighter limit on character count,
With certain
I
objects
could be
to
sold
maneuver
on this. Because it looks like we're seeing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the turn order.
Combine with
That
a
sounds
cannon
reasonable.
To attack a large area. A fan to blow enemies around. Or combine with Morona herself for show-stopping abilities that can turn the tide of battle.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Oh my gosh, that's so
Phantom
cute.
Brave, the Lost Hero, launches on Nintendo Switch next year.
How many options you get to equip you guys to make them unique yourself? Yeah, that's completely fair and valid. But also, Chimera Squad is the best XCOM, and I will die on this hill.
This one's gonna take you for a ride.
Okay, go on.
7 arcade games featuring Marvel and Capcom characters are fighting their way
Really?
onto Nintendo Switch as one collection. Clash
Okay,
with X-Men
okay.
versus Street Fighter. Duke it out in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes.
Fun fact, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has nobody from X-Men because of... Or was it 3? No, I guess a Sentinel right there. Was it 3? Has none of the mainline X-Men because of a contract dispute between Marvel and Capcom.
Take down the Kingpin in the beat-em-up side-scroller The Punisher, and more.
3 was the one. Okay. Are they including 3? They're not. Only 1 and 2. That's interesting, because I think the 3 was one of the better received ones, too. I know 2 was considered very good. Okay. I do like to see beat-em-ups.
Hit up
I mean, I don't
training
love them,
mode
but
to
I'd love
polish
to see
your
them. You know what I'm
fighting
saying?
skills and combos.
Nice. Okay. Good to see that.
Select online mode to challenge rivals around the world.
How's the netcode is my only question. How is the netcode?
Select online mode to challenge rivals around the world. Or play co-op in The Punisher.
Okay, that looks pretty
You
good,
can
honestly.
also cross over to the museum to view artwork or
Cool.
listen to music from each game.
Oh, nice.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting
Love to see
Collection
the
Arcade Classics
music included.
launches on
And honestly, I love it when games just include music in MP3 format so I can just copy it to my phone, right? But this is a Switch game. Switch games you can't take music from the game and put it on your phone. So actually having a Switch game with a music library in the game, love it. Please do this more often. That's unironically and completely uncontested a good thing.
Nintendo Switch this year.
More Mario? Bigger, bolder. Oh, new Mario
This
Party?
game in the Mario Party series takes
Okay.
place on an enormous island resort. Get
Ooh.
ready to jump into the biggest selection of Mario Party minigames yet in Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Okay.
First, let's see some of the new boards where you'll compete to collect the most stars. Take the escalators to travel between floors in Rainbow Galleria. Use in-game coins to get a star at half price when they're on flash sale. But act fast. Ride around and stay on track in Roll'em Raceway. With the new Turbo Dice item, you can move up to 40 spaces with a lucky roll.
Wow.
Here on Goomba Lagoon, the ebb and flow of the tide can change your path. And
I'm just kind of
things
absorbing
really
this
get
right now.
mixed
I'm
up when the
not like huge
volcano
into Mario
blows
Party,
its
but I
top.
respect it. I know it's a great game. It's one of those games like I generally prefer narrative games. No surprise, eh? But
Along with 5 new game boards,
they are very
2
fun and very
boards from
good.
Previous Mario Party games make their return. Some mini games are action-packed challenges, speed trials, a battle of wits, and more. And some are controlled by gently shaking
Oh, nice.
or tilting your Joy-Con controllers.
Wobble controls? Okay. Some people are going to hate that, but I don't care.
Games, there's a wide variety to enjoy. Also,
Wait, hold
variety
on.
to enjoy. Also,
Just looking at the cast that's available. We do see Bowser Jr. in there. We do see the spike thrower guy in there. We see a Ninja in there. Just a flat out Goomba. You can just play as a Goomba. You can just drop in as a Goomba in this game, and a Shy Guy, and Rosalina, no less.
up to 20 players can go head-to-head
20
online
players?
in the Koopathlon mode. Compete against
Simultaneous
your
turns, I
rivals
guess?
and aim for first place.
That does make sense.
Try your best to come out on
Okay,
top.
that's really interesting. Yo, I might get this and do a co-op with not co-op, but and do games with anyone who wants to join in with this many players available.
Wait, there are even more new modes? The biggest Mario Party yet will soon be underway when the Super Mario Party Jamboree game launches on the Nintendo Switch system October 17th.
That
Neat.
was the latest installment in the Mario Party series, Super Mario Party Jamboree, with new boards, mini games, 20-player online gameplay, and
Can you play as a rabbit?
Get ready for the biggest Mario Party in series history.
All right, there's playable characters. We do see Bowser there, who appears to be in the playable list. We do see anybody else noteworthy? I mean, DK's there, vibing.
And now, please take a look at this.
What do you got for me? What do you got for me, my dude? Hello? New Zelda game? Okay, they took the style of the... Aww! I love the style. It's so cute. It's so adorable. Okay, I'm excited for this. Is this a new game, or is this another remake? Link going to the Dark World? Wait, Zelda playable? Wait, no, wait. Hold on, what? Is this a sequel to Link's Awakening? No. Oh, it's in the same art style, but... Echoes of Wisdom. Wait, Zelda playable? Real? Wait. No. Calm down, Jade.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer
Hi,
of the
how's it
Legend
going?
of Zelda series. What you just saw was the latest installment, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Tell me more, show me
This time
gameplay?
around, Link has vanished. Now it's up to Princess Zelda to step into the
Oh,
protagonist
heck
role.
yeah!
You might
Let's
be
go!
thinking, will Zelda fight with a sword then?
Well, no, Zelda is a mage. She fights with magic, right? Like that's her thing. Is the Triforce of Wisdom?
Here we want.
No, or she also would fight with throwing knives because Zelda is also Sheik. Spoilers for Ocarina of Time.
Wanted to create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective.
Okay.
To explain more, please take a look at this video.
Gameplay, yes, please. I'm so curious.
Stolen away. Across the vast lands of Hyrule, strange rifts have appeared and have taken many people, including Link. Now alone, Zelda meets the fairy Tri, receives a mysterious staff called the Tri-Rod, and sets off on a journey across Hyrule to save
Oh
her
my god,
kingdom.
it's so cute.
By waving the Tri-Rod at a table she found, Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it called an echo.
Oh.
Once you learn an echo of something, you can recreate it whenever you'd like. Even if there's a wall blocking your path, you can create echoes of tables to get a leg
cool.
up. Just like that.
Oh, I like that.
Create wooden boxes, old beds, and unusual things like water blocks. How
Okay.
you use them separately or together is entirely up to you. Learn and create echoes of things you find.
Oh, this is so cool. And if there's a whole bunch of different ways, oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm thinking of the puzzle solving in this. There could be so many different ways to solve the same puzzle. Like, you could almost reach like Scribblenauts levels of diversity of gameplay in this. Just, you could drop a box there. You could put a table on its side to block the wind. You could angle it. You could push create a counter wind with a fan. Like, I don't know any of this. This is me spitballing, but I could see so many ways of this being diverse puzzle solving. Like, what if this is like Scribblenauts for Zelda? Like, this looks
While exploring Hyrule, you might be surprised
Yeah, see?
at what you discover.
Oh, I am so into this. Oh, that's amazing. You're worried that combat would have you stick to one solution? Don't. I mean, you can solve like 90% of Scribblenauts with typing in jetpack. And the trick to having fun in the game is not doing that and going out of your way to find a new way to solve it every time and try not to reuse things. This is absolutely a brilliant
Even
way of handling.
battles
Oh my
will look
goodness!
different. You could pick up and throw a rock echo, for example.
Ha! Get wrecked.
That's not all, though. You can also create echoes of monsters. After
Summoner
doing so,
class.
they'll fight by your side. Monsters have different abilities, so choose the one you want to create based on the situation. Wisdom.
Okay,
is
no, I
key
love this. I
after
love everything
all.
about this. Everything about this is incredible. Oh, Zelda as a summoner. That's so good. Okay, no, combat in this game is going to be incredible. Because, that's so good. Wait a minute. If Zelda is summoning a whole bunch of monsters to fight for her against the oncoming waves, does that make this an RTS? I kind of think it does, actually. I think this is a puzzle / RTS game. Kind of. Hey, look, I'm just saying. RTS real-time strategy. Think like
In a Hyrule
Warcraft
without
3 or Command and Conquer.
The fate of the kingdom is now in Zelda's hands.
Not. Oh, that looks
that?
incredible.
I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the Echo ability, which channels Princess Zelda's wisdom. There are a lot of echoes in this game. To be honest, I haven't counted them all yet. How you solve puzzles and battle enemies will change depending on the echoes used. In
Yeah.
short, we've created a game where each player's experience will be different. The Legend of Zelda Echo
I can't wait to Nuzlocke this.
Echoes of Wisdom launches September 26th. A Nintendo Switch Lite system inspired by the Legend of Zelda series will also be available at launch. We hope you're looking forward to playing as Zelda in this new adventure.
I am so looking
Now,
forward to playing as
I'd
Zelda
like
in this
to
new.
return
Oh my
this moment
goodness.
I'd stolen away back to Mr. Takahashi.
Hi, how's it going?
Thank you, Mr. Aonuma. Please look forward to the newest entry in the Legend of Zelda series. Let's see a few more headlines.
Okay, I am so hyped for that. That's so good. looks adorable. It looks
Let
fun.
loose and party on.
And now we dancing? Apparently the Just Dance games actually have a pretty good storyline from what I've heard. I haven't played them, but apparently they actually have a halfway decent narrative.
I'ma do me, I'm gonna dye my hair. I don't care, the world is mine. You better listen up. You don't wanna waste my time. We taking over. Flipping the square. You better watch out, boy. This is how we live. You know I'm a fighter. My vibes take you higher. Head to toe, I'm designer. Get your hands in the air, but you just can't touch me.
Well, there goes any monetization hopes I had for this video. Rest in peace, me. Yeah, okay. I mean, again, a game I respect, but not for me. It's like, yeah, cool. If you like these things, awesome. Yeah, I agree with Trinity. This is not the kind of music I would dance to, right? Like, oh, hello?
A new Lego adventure is on the horizon.
Lego Horizon Zero Dawn? Okay.
It's the world of Horizon in Lego form. Join
can see
Machine
it.
Hunter Aloy on a quest to save the world from an ancient evil. Journey through
That looks
lush
good, though.
landscapes. Dive
Is there
deep
actually
into
a Horizon Zero Dawn Lego set? Because, like, that implies that there's actually is a Lego set for that, and I'm really curious because I didn't know that. Because that would be good. That'd be really cool.
ancient evil. Journey through lush landscapes. Dive deep
Yeah, it
into
looks
the
good.
cauldrons. Climb up onto tall necks and traverse other locations inspired by the original game.
Like I said before about the Funko, part of the joy of the Lego games is their intentional irreverence to the source material. They take the source material and just giggle at it, break the fourth wall, and say, isn't this silly but kind of fun, but also kind of silly, but also fun, but also kind of silly. And if you like that, I'm sure this is going to be an amazing game.
Swarms of machines are lurking everywhere. Use an array of gadgets like blast boots and gravity bombs to hunt them down. From the nimble watchers to mighty sawtooths. You might even come across the fearsome Thunderjaw.
Bye.
As you progress, you can help Aloy rebuild her home and customize her appearance with lots of outfits.
Okay, but who's not going to take the carrot head outfit? Like, why do you offer other options?
Oh, and you don't have to explore this vast wilderness alone. Team up
really?
with familiar faces from the world of Horizon
Co-op?
in 2-player local or online co-op.
Oh, nice. I like that it's local as well. That's good.
Lego Horizon Adventures launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday. A Stray's journey begins.
Ooh, Stray was so good. I really enjoyed Stray. If you haven't played Stray, I recommend it. It's an easy pick up and play game that wasn't too expensive as well.
Experience a decaying cyber city through the eyes of a cat separated from their family and friends. Explore alongside a drone known as B-12 to find your way home.
My only complaint about Stray is that it was occasionally too... When Stray was at its best, you were just a cat doing cat things. Knocking stuff over and scratching the walls and just having a good time. But then the game gets into a strange state where you are playing a video game with a cat adjacent character instead of just playing a cat in this cyberpunk world. And that's where the game gets a bit weird. Like, the chase sequences are good. You're a cat running away from scary things. That's good. But when you're a cat, you know, running around in elaborate circles so that you can flip certain switches in a certain order, it's kind of like, I'm not feeling like a cat anymore. I'm not feeling like a cat right
To the
now.
highest height.
It's still worth playing. Do not misunderstand me. It's still a fantastic game.
And stealthily squeeze into tight spaces. Think like a cat to make your way through the city. Careful though, not everyone is excited to have you slinking around. including hordes of hostile creatures ready to swarm.
Yeah, the little ticks.
Keep exploring to venture into more areas of this
It's a good game.
unfamiliar
I
world
do recommend it strongly.
and make your way back to
It just
safety.
it loses its tonal consistency partway through, but
Stray
the game
finds
is still a
its
delight
way
to
onto
play,
Nintendo
and a delight to
Switch
experience.
this holiday. Welcome home, Hobbit.
Ooh.
If you've ever wanted to live like a hobbit from the Lord of the Rings,
Yes?
now
Yes? Have you seen me? I want to live like a hobbit from Lord of the Rings every day. Like, that's half my wardrobe would just fit
leisurely
in there.
existence, nestled away in an idyllic, quiet corner of Middle-earth, can be yours. Customize your appearance, decorate your home, and
Okay.
settle into life in the Shire. As a
This looks
newcomer to the
adorable.
little haven of Bywater,
And cozy?
you'll befriend your neighbors, work together to solve problems, and even share a meal. Or 3. Explore, garden, fish, forage, and cook.
Okay,
The best
Stardew
way
Valley
to
Hobbit
build a
Edition?
Hobbit community is by hosting a dinner party with your homemade dishes. Plus, you can trade with your neighbors for unique decorations.
This
or
sounds
special
so
ingredients
cozy.
For even tastier meals.
I like this.
Friendly hobbits and familiar faces await your arrival when Tales of the Shire launches on the Nintendo Switch system this holiday.
If it keeps that cozy tone throughout the entire game, I think that's going to be a really, really fun time. I'm nervous that they're going to have like a, oh no, orcs, in like a dark and crazy moment, because that would break the entire tone of it. But if they keep a cozy, consistent tone for that, I think that looks really good. Sometimes you just want to play a cozy game to relax, you know?
Investigate, interrogate, checkmate.
Okay.
2 Ace Attorney spin-off games, including a sequel that was previously unreleased outside
Oh.
of Japan, are coming
Oh,
to
oh,
Nintendo
okay.
Switch as
Nice.
one collection. As the
Good animation in this,
prosecutor,
too.
Miles Edgeworth, take
Thank you, Vaporeon. This makes up for the fact that this video is going to absolutely be demonetized. Look at the detail here. Like, they actually put a lot more detail than they normally do in these games, and it looks really nice.
was previously unreleased outside of Japan are coming to Nintendo Switch as one collection. As the prolific prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, take the case out of the courtroom and investigate crime scenes. Gather information by interviewing people and inspecting evidence.
This would be a good game. I don't know if it would be a good stream game. Like, that's actually my one thing holding me back on this, is I don't know if it would do well on stream, because so much of the game is, dialogue and, just clicking through things. I don't know if that would actually be fun to watch someone play. Let me know what you guys think.
Cases. Enjoy all new hand-drawn character visuals from the original series character designer. Or swap to
Really? Hand-drawn from the original character designer. Cool. I appreciate
new
that a
hand-drawn
lot.
character visuals from the original series character designer. Or swap to the original sprites for a more classic
nice.
look. Take a
I really like it when games allow that as an option. Let me get back. Go on. Hold on 1 second. Come on, pull up the thing. There. Can I switch? There, okay. I just wanted to get a place where I could swap between the two really quickly. So you have these new ones, which look good, but admittedly do look a little bit wonk just because of the background. Or you have these here. I really like the option that you can do both, because some people might not love these character designs. And not the designs. The designs are fantastic. Some people might not like these character visuals with the crisp lines and the shading. That can be distracting from the environment. A lot of the characters seem to have different light sources, which is distracting to me. Like Edgeworth and I don't recall her name at the moment, have completely different light sourcing, and that will bug me in a game where you were walking around talking to people. That's just a thing. So having this as an option for people who feel that way, for people who do want that there, I think is a really nice thing to do. It's been 13 years? Seriously? Goodness. I really like that both are available.
original series character designer. Or swap to the original sprites for a more classic look. take a break from your investigation to explore the gallery, where you'll
Love
find
it.
character art, music, including orchestral arrangements, and
Ooh,
more.
nice.
Past and present collide as you uncover the truth at any cost. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection.
That looks
launches on
good. That I'm
Nintendo
excited
Switch
for.
September 6th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
That looks fun. I am excited for that. And what have we?
普通の一日いつもの街いつもの光景毎日それが続く
What? Okay, that went from 0 to 100 real quick.
これ何なんだよ
You just got full on isekai'd, huh? Oh no. Jeez! You good, dude?
After a devastating attack by unknown assailants, Takumi Samino's life gets turned upside down. A mysterious school mascot suddenly appears. While Takumi manages to get out of harm's way, he's then forced to enroll at the Last Defense Academy, along with 15.
You got isekai'd and forced to join as a foreign exchange student? Really? What?
He's then forced to enroll at the Last Defense Academy, along with 15 other students.
みんなでこの学園を守るんだ
Their mission is to defend the school from hostile student enemies for 100 days.
Oh, it's a...
An
Huh.
academy shrouded
Did not
in
expect
secrecy.
strategy game. Did not expect tile-based strategy game to come out of nowhere. Did not see the turn-based combat twist. I really expected this to be a... If I'm being real, I expected it to be a Moon Daddy situation. Scarlet Nexus style of combat. No? Okay, I'm actually a lot more interested in this now.
An academy shrouded in secrecy. And the unavoidable loss of allies. Can Takumi survive this 100-day trial, colored by extreme and despair, and return to his normal life? The creators of Danganronpa present.
Oh, creators of Danganronpa. Oh, okay. No, that makes a lot more sense. I see it. I see it now. Okay, no, this makes a lot more, so much more sense.
Return to his normal life? The creators of Danganronpa present the 100-line Last Defense Academy, launching on Nintendo Switch early next year.
I see you, Aniplex. Do not think that I don't see you, Aniplex. I see you standing there. I'm onto you. So knowing that that is a... from the Danganronpa creators actually does recontextualize a lot of this favorably. Which Moon Daddy? I was referring to Scarlet Nexus.
Devastating attack by unknown assailants, Takumi Samino's life gets turned upside down.
The Kill la Kill people? No,
A
no.
mysterious school mascot
Alex, no,
suddenly
please.
appeared.
Alex, please, no. Aniplex is the publisher for Kill la Kill. Studio Trigger are the Kill la Kill people. That is, Aniplex did nothing for the creation of Kill la Kill. It's that's like no. Sorry.
While Takumi manages to get out of harm's way, he's then forced to enroll at the Last Defense Academy. Academy shrouded in present.
All the enemies look like mascots.
100-line
That's exactly
Last
correct, and that's
Normal
very,
Life trial,
very clearly
colored
supposed to
by
be the.
extreme and despair.
That's very clearly supposed to be how they're working this, is that everybody is a mascot or some horrible corruption of a mascot, which is an interesting angle that I could see done. I could see that done in a very... I trust those creators to make that an interesting description of narration, because that could be haha funny mascot suits for enemies, whatever, or that could actually be a commentary on the mascot as a corporate cute washed identity of these monsters that are masquerading as individuals who are super cute and friendly, when in truth they're a simple blood-sucking corporation. With the creators with the team that I now know is working on this, there could be a really interesting narrative there about the way that corporate culture, especially in Japan, uses mascots and mascot style of advertising to create a persona of friendliness despite being your enemy, because corporations are your enemy, don't forget that. I think that there is a good storyline to tell here. Do I know if they're going to be telling that storyline? I don't know. But I've switched fairly heavily from the camp of I think this might be a silly thing to I think this might be pretty good. Like, just knowing who's making it and who's behind it and who's going to be writing it, I hope that I'm right. I could be wrong. But right now, I think that studio has earned my has earned my benefit of the doubt. Of course, you can't forget that corporations are your enemy. I mean, yeah, corporations are not your friend. But that's why... And if you didn't know, in Japan, mascots are everywhere. Tons of companies, tons of, like, just light rail companies, like, just systems, like, water purification companies will just have a cute and cuddly mascot as their spokesperson because it's cute and cuddly and friendly. Like, that's just a cultural thing that happens in Japan as a corporate identity for everyone. They are everywhere. And when you're on this side of the lake, it's easy to not recognize that. So I think that there will be a story here about that. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll proceed. I mean, you have my attention. Actually, let's see what we can see from this stat screen.
Extreme and despair, and return to his
Passive skill, retry and wave reset. Okay. 12 HP, voltage 1. Okay, I was trying to see if I could discern anything out of this. The fact that there is a wave system, wave 1s out of 2, is one hint that we have of gameplay. No corporation is your friend, especially the ones that claim they are. Yeah.
The creators of Danganronpa present the 100-line Last Defense Academy, launching on Nintendo Switch early next year.
That looks interesting.
Embark on a saga spanning generations.
Wait, what? Saga returns? Real?
A remake of Romancing.
Oh, Romancing. Oh, never mind.
Marching on Nintendo Switch.
Sorry, I just lost my wind real quick there, didn't I?
Rule and expand the empire of Varen across multiple generations.
Saga 1, 2, and 3 are games that I love. Saga 3, genuinely one of my favorite. I would actually say it is my favorite game for the Game Boy. I would actually say that Saga 3, released in North America is Final Fantasy Legend 3, is my favorite Game Boy Classic game, beating out Link's Awakening. Genuinely. That tells you the amount of love that I have for that game. So, when I heard Saga, I'm like, I'm ready to pop off. Let's go. Saga's phenomenal. I would love an HD 2D remake of Saga 3. Would bring tears to my eyes. I would cry tears of joy for that. Romancing Saga? Whatever.
While challenging the legendary seven heroes.
It's gonna be good, but...
darkness.
Oh, yes.
In combat, use returning Saga features like glimmers to learn skills, and formations to enhance abilities. Turn-based battles have also evolved into timeline battles, where the action order is key.
That makes sense. That's a good. Good. It needs to be. That's good, assuming that they actually rebalance everything, because there was a remake of Final Fantasy Legend 3, the one that I said I was going to pop off if I saw. I popped off when I saw it. I played it. It was wretched. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Worst rendition of the game of that. One of the worst remakes that I've played, full stop. And yes, I played Secret of Mana. So, this is something that, especially with Saga, I'm hesitant about. If you change the base formula of the game, you need to rebalance everything that formula touches. And normally when you're in the game design process, you do that. If you're going to change that's a part of the basic formula, you build the game around that. You build the game around these systems, these formulas, the way the game's designed, because you design the whole game together. But when you're doing remakes, it's very tempting to say, oh, we'll update this part and then not fix the other things that cascaded from that, and then fail to adjust the rest of the game to these changes that you were making. And I have a playlist of Saga 3 Remake. Don't watch it, it's bad. But in my experience with that game, they changed the combat system, and in doing so, broke the combat system fundamentally in a way that just made it less pleasant, just made the game really genuinely unfun, because they didn't recognize how many knock-on effects that would have to other systems. And systems that were fully fleshed out in the original, like the ability to change into monsters and beasts and robots and cyborgs with anybody in the main cast, was left half finished on the remake. The remake didn't remake the core part of the game, which is mind-boggling to be sure, but again, the knock-on effects of that made the entire game less interesting, because now you're not getting monster parts, or you're not getting machine parts so you can upgrade your cyborg, because all the cyborgs are identical. There is no such thing as upgrading the cyborg anymore, and now when 40% of the monsters in the entire game drop cyborg parts, that is now a dead drop, because it's no longer necessary for anything, because once you lock in what you want your characters to be, you never change it, whereas in the original, the entire game was designed around the malleability of changing your characters, of someone turning into a beast for a certain dungeon, turning into a monster for a certain stretch of the game, turning into a cyborg when when there's a possibility to turn into a cyborg that gives you certain abilities, or a robot that let you change things. Now, by adjusting those systems, it broke everything else in the game. And yes, Sapphire, they did. And I mean, I know you saw a bunch of that, and so you understand how that knock-on effect, you could change so much. And so I'm worried. I'm worried about this battle change, because I need to be convinced, especially for the Saga series, I need to be convinced that this is not going to break other parts of the game, or other parts of the combat, or maybe the level progression, or maybe the stat distribution, because once you have a timeline base, suddenly speed becomes so much stronger, because speed means extra activations, and you get the Shadowrun problem, where if a character's fast enough, they can act 6 times before a slow character can act, which means that if you're not fast enough, you're not playing the game, and the fast characters are also the ones that attack first, and when you attack first, you can level up faster, because the person who gets the attack in gains more skill in their weapon, and gaining more skill in the weapon gives you more abilities, so the person who is faster will gain more abilities faster than the slower characters, therefore outclassing them and effectively being stronger and faster. And I've seen this done badly so many times that I'm worried that they do it badly here. I don't know. I'm going to hold my breath and call cautious optimism on this, because it looks good. I want to play it. I skipped a bunch of Romancing Saga before, and I'm willing to go back and play them again. And honestly, the visuals look good. Keeping the art, instead of just pulling in a 3D render and slamming it in here, actually going back to these anime style artwork pieces. This model is good, better than a lot of models we've seen before. A lot of the graphics we've seen today have not been to this quality. And I want to like this. I want to be excited. I want you to like the video. That one's separate. That's also true, but it's separate. I want to enjoy this. But I'm going to step back, hold my breath, and say, prove to me that it's worth it. Prove to me that this is a better way of playing the game. Because I played the 3DS version of... Saga 3. And I've played the original version so many times. And I saw how much that game failed me and my expectations. I played the Secret of Mana action game that just felt like it was just made with somebody who took a crash course in Unity. I played the other Saga and Final Fantasy and other remakes that turned out poor. I want to like your game. Prove to me that it's worth it.
The action order is key. Innovative features like United Attack can also help with strategy. How will you expand your empire? And in which order will you fight the 7 heroes?
I do like that you have the
Every
option.
decision
That is
you
very
make
good.
Will dramatically
But again,
alter
that's a
the
remake,
course
so,
of the
you know.
story. Safeguard your empire's future and protect your legacy from peril. Otherwise, the vengeful 7 heroes may emerge victorious. Romancing Saga 2: Revenge of the 7 launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th.
We hope you're excited to experience the full remake of Romancing Saga 2.
I want to be. Yo, thank you, Grubs. Next reminded me you jump out of your chair. Well, okay, well, I'll have to see what it is. I hope it's good. And I hope they go back and redo Saga 3 again, because it needs it. Oh, honestly, a lot of retro RPG. Like, give me a 2D HD remake of Breath of Fire. Give me a 2D HD remake of Final Fantasy Legend, which is Saga 1, 2, and 3. Give me a 2D HD remake of, like, Secret of Mana, because that would be better than the one that they released. I think that 2D HD might be my favorite format of gaming right now, and I want to see more people do it well, because I've seen so many people already do it well that I want that to grow, and I want that to become more commonplace, because frankly, it's a good aesthetic, and some of those classic games are best told in that format.
That's almost everything for today's Nintendo Direct.
All right, who's the
Next will
closer?
be our last announcement. Please take a
What do you
look.
got for me? What do you got for me? X9? Galactic Federation. Wait. Okay, that's Metroid, isn't it? Galactic Federation research. Okay, go on. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's go. Oh, it looks so good. Oh. Oh, let's go. This looks incredible. Oh, and the Switch motion controls for controlling this? That's gonna be so good. They kept the scanner. Good. Oh, with lore. Give me every bit of lore. Alien morphology, space pirate. Subject is heavily injured with reduced combat ability. Several internal organs have failed and biofluid is hemorrhaging. Vital signs are weak and deteriorating rapidly. I want to scan everything in this game. Give me every bit of lore in the entire world. Honestly, my most excited part about this is the controls, because I did not really care for the old Metroid Prime control schema. I don't like first-person shooters on controllers. I don't like first-person shooters on controllers, but I like them on mouse and keyboard. Just always have. They were good games, but they weren't for me again. But oh my goodness, on the Switch, yeah, oh, I could rock this. I would love this. Yes. With actual gameplay footage? Not just like a single logo and then fading to black? Yes! Wait, more? Oh my gosh, it's beautiful! Oh my gosh, it's beautiful! I love it. Oh, nice. So much of the other Metroid Primes were just dreary in the settings. All ice and steel. Actually seeing some greenery in there.
That was a first look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Amazing.
After a very long time, we are finally able to share more information about this title. Release
Amazing.
is planned for 2025.
2025?
Please wait
Okay.
A little bit longer.
I will.
Hope you're looking forward to Samus
What's going on here?
Aran's new adventure.
Domesticated Metroids?
That's all for today's Nintendo.
Also, there's a weird schism between the Metroid Prime and the Metroid storylines. I'm not sure where that's going to go. I'm going to recap everything, just say a few words about everything in here. But before I do that, like the video, and if you like the way that I did the recap of the entire Direct, share it with a friend and say, hey, this is the best way to watch that new Nintendo Direct that you haven't seen yet. And hopefully it is. Hopefully that's true. Say that with truth, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
Alright, I'm going to recap everything in here. If you haven't subscribed, do that. If you have subscribed, hit the bell, because that's like subscribing twice. Mario Brothership looks good. And honestly, as that animation is such an interesting, like, the models and using these models and this type of shader effect is something we haven't seen on Mario. And I think it's done very well. I like the animations here. I like what they're going with.
Luigi!
And this animation here, just compared to some of the other things we've seen, is very cool. I like the direction of this game. And then the World Championships, cool. It's just cool. It's just a good thing. It's also mainstreaming speedrunning more, which is good. We want to see more speedrunning things. Just more speedrunning, just be a thing, right? We want to see speedrunners be respected. We want to see speedrunners
aim for the top of the online leaderboards.
Become a mainstream public recognized thing.
Challenges.
And I think that this is going to help with that, honestly.
Like
oh, you can see the controller inputs! Oh, nice! Oh, you can actually see the controller inputs for the players. I love that. That's what I didn't notice that before. Oh, I like that a lot, actually. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the green timer is a thing. The terminology of saying PB, personal best, instead of like just saying your best score or high score, or like there's so many phrases they could have used, right? There's no need to respect the actual speedrunner nomenclature, but they did. And the fact that they did tells me a lot. Again, with the timer here, the green timer on a black cutout, like actually cutting out part of the screen to replace it with a timer, that's speedrunner language. That is using the language of speedrunners for your design. They knew what they're doing, and that touch tells me a lot. That tells me that they knew exactly the kind of thing they wanted to do here. That this wasn't just a be the best at Tetris, 100. This is actually, no, this is explicitly a speedrunner game.
Fairy Tail in this action RPG.
Fairy Tail looks really uninspiring. I hate to say it. I genuinely hate to say it, but look at this. This is just a plane. This is just a flat plane with a couple of textures painted out on top of it. This is not a well-designed level, and level design means a lot in this type of game. It looks so bland. I want to like it. And honestly, I'll be real with you all. I will be so real with you all right now. I wanted to like Fairy Tail too, but it felt too generic for me, and I ended up skipping it in favor of other anime that were willing to to be that I thought was going to be more interesting. Like, I think that the game is a really good representation of Fairy Tail, and I mean that in the most insulting way that I can. Like, just, I genuinely mean this as an insult. Is that this game, I think, will be an accurate representation of the Fairy Tail anime. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, okay? On the other hand, this looks like it's going to be my game of the year.
RPG.
Everything about this I love. Everything from this Tunic style of top-down, wide-angle, heavily geometric layout. Everything from the save point just being a Final Fantasy Mother Crystal. Everything about the freaking Nier Automata style of white cleansed orbs on a naturalistic background. Everything about the
Final
where's that
Fantasy
artwork?
series
Give me the
creator
artwork here.
Hironobu Sakaguchi
The fact that Sakaguchi is on board for this,
and composer
the fact that
Nobuo
Uematsu is on board for
comes
this,
the turn-based RPG Fantasian.
the fact that this is their concept art, the fact that okay, hot take, the fact I lost followers for slamming Fairy Tail, whatever, goodbye. The fact that this is their concept art means a lot to me. Look at this. A lot of games don't really do a lot of concept art anymore. Like, not in this style, not in this, like, you know, really developed, explained style here. Like, this is a good thing that I like to see because it shows that it went through an artistic phase as opposed to just making art for the game as the concept path. They took the step back and made the concept art as a concept art. Does that make sense to people? Do people, you guys can see what I'm getting at with this? Because that's a mentality shift. In more modern era, most of the concept art is either completely separate and it's just like, you know, reference sheets and sketches, and not heavy artistic pieces like this. And this is unless you're working with an auteur like, you know, like why am I blanking on his name? Dang it, I am blanking on his name, and I cannot accept the fact that I am. Hold on here. Yoko Taro, thank you. Yeah, thank you. And the fact that, like, you know, unless you're dealing with an auteur like Yoko Taro, you don't have a lot of these more obtuse conceptual concept arts. Like, the concept art is more production art as opposed to conceptual art. And seeing this here gives me so much hope and joy for this game. Genuinely, it really, really does.
Civilization. To restore his memory.
I mean, you can feel the Yoko Taro in this. You really can. Leo looks wonderful, and like, even on a model that's a lower polygon, that's a little bit smoother style, that's less realistic, quote unquote. Look at the detail on the textures. Look at the detail in the shading. Look at the detail on, like, the earring, like the way it pops out. Like, it's good. It's beautiful. And we've been watching in the Discord a lot about animation, and specifically sprite-based and 2D animation. You don't need a lot of bones to get a lot of expression. You don't. You don't need a lot of animated bones to be able to create a lot of expression. And I think this right here is just a good example. What is this character doing from an animation standpoint? They are blinking and slightly moving their head on two axes. That is all. All they're doing is a very minimal amount of animation in just this one sequence. And yet it reads. You can see the emotion in this. And even if they use the same model for combat, and they almost certainly do, you can read the animation and the intent behind it as emotion. And I love that.
Evil entity threatening all mankind. Skills are the ticket to winning battles.
I'm watching this whole thing again.
Adjust a skill's trajectory to target multiple enemies at once.
I love this, because one of the things that we saw, especially a decade ago, was people trying to take JRPGs and figure out what spice they could add. What can you do to make a JRPG more than just attack, defend, whatever? Like, and we saw a lot of different answers. We saw Persona's extreme use of stylization and art to lead the entire game design process. Every battle in Persona, in Persona 5 that is specifically, is its own beautiful art piece. And even the menu is shattered and gorgeous. And they didn't do as much on the gameplay side because they focused on doing that. On the gameplay side, it's mostly the ability to knock out everybody and get this moment of discussion where you can pause combat and decide what to do with the enemy. Fantastic. We saw Bravely Default take the one stat that is never used in any JRPG, the defend button, which is almost always the wrong choice to make, just to purely on a activation efficiency, or what's it called in D&D? action economy. Purely on an action economy thing, the defend button is always wrong. It's just the bad choice. And Bravely Default said, okay, what if defend does what defend does, but also builds up a meter that can be used for powerful attacks later on, making defend a more meaningful active choice. And then we saw Octopath saying, okay, well, we're going to have you have an intentional buildup over time so that you can use powers for extra abilities in fights, but it creates a new limited resource that is limited by the number of turns that the combat has gone on. Rather than mana count going down, you have battle points going up, more like technique points, which some other games have done. TP have done things of that vein as well. There's always been this idea and this question of how do we take the JRPG and make it more appealing and make the gameplay more unique than what we saw in the Super Nintendo era, which is functionally, gameplay-wise, basically all the same. Some did it better and some did it worse. Some had more options and some had less. Some had more customization options for how you can learn your spells and skills. Some had more character options for how you for the personalities and trying to find a way to introduce the character's personality in the world. We've seen 1,000 different ideas, and this, I like that you can see where this is taking inspiration from, and it's taking inspiration from the Chrono Trigger and bringing back, I guess in this case, a little bit of that tactical element of saying, I have these attacks that can function on lines, that can function on angles, and that will play out differently depending on different enemy attack compositions, different enemy aggro compositions. And this is taking that idea and saying, okay, let's push this idea to the modern era. Let's take this idea from the past and bring it forward and try to make something out of it now.
You can also send enemies you've encountered to a separate dimension and fight them later.
And like, okay, yeah.
The more
this is a playground. This is not. This is just a playground. This is okay. You can also create a place where you can grind where area of effect and target abilities can do obscene things. That's a playground. I'm okay with it. I don't think this is gonna. I doubt that these big battles are gonna be. The dimension battles are gonna be a staple of the thing, but I'm glad they exist because it highlights what they made to make the game better. And we see this orb, right? We see this orb that has this wiggly-wobbly part. But you could just as easily have a true AoE that say, okay, I can hit these areas. Or maybe the sword fighter has a cross attack that goes boom, boom, and hits, these two and this guy. Maybe this guy if you angle it right, but then it might not hit him because it might go shoomp. So you have to angle it here. I can see a lot of applications for this concept be played out. Maybe you have a chain lightning attack that hits the nearest target. Well, if I target this guy, the nearest target's going to go here, and it's going to go boom, 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 boom. But if I target this guy, it'll go down this line and go boom, 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 and it'll hit more. I can see a lot of meat on the bones. I can see a lot of meat in the design that the designers can use. If this is the core combat concept, there's a lot of ways to use this for different characters, for different attacks, for different unique functions. Do you remember Sea of Stars? Do you remember how Sea of Stars had like 4 attacks per character? They were good attacks and did interesting things in the environment, but they never were willing to flesh out more attacks, more ways of using it, more ways of interacting with the battlefield. This is doing what Sea of Stars couldn't, or didn't or couldn't. You can decide on that one. This is doing what Sea of Stars refused to do, and saying, okay, let's push it a bit further. And again, we've only seen 1 attack. I could be wrong. Maybe she only has 4 attacks, and I'm going to eat my words here. But with Sakaguchi at the head, I really doubt that's the case.
You can wipe out in one shot.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Let them go.
Now, let us save the world.
And again, this narrative style. I could write an entire video essay on the performance art of JRPG cutscenes, and I have enough pieces of paper with my name on it that say that I am an expert in that field. Like, unironically, I have a degree in fine arts. Like I and that's not the only one. I have a lot of pieces of paper that say that I could write that essay, and I probably should one of these days.
Fantasia.
Short version is I like it. Nintendo Switch Sports, cool. I'm glad they make it. I hope people like it. That's literally all I have to say about it. That's literally all I have to say about it. Mio, this is outstanding. I need to look up the studio that's making this, because this feels very... It feels very... Ori and the Blind Forest, and I mean that as a compliment. That looks great. I love the motion. I love the speed. I love the action. I love the difficulty. Like, you can see the difficulty right here. This is all kill field. You can just assume that, right? You can tell how much they're asking of the player here, and it's not too much, but it's also not easy. This is a game that is clearly made for a certain difficulty curve. If you mess up at any point, you can't land on this again. You have to push forward. You can just read how the difficulty scaling in this game is going to go just from this trailer, which is a good trailer. I didn't even talk this stream about how to make a game trailer. I should have. Clearly, I could have gone. I might do that for another stream in the future. Go over every single trailer here and talk about how to make a game trailer, because this game trailer here does everything right. You have a narrative part, the thing that a lot of people hate, right? A lot of people are like, oh, I want gameplay. No, you want narrative because you want to know the tone. This tells you the tone and the storytelling of the game. You do want narration, a narrative component in your game trailer. You don't want it to be the only component in your game trailer, a problem that we've seen far too many things do, but this here reads, this says you're going to see a Ludo narrative. You're going to see narrative events play out in the background, and you're going to see these grand vistas. You're going to see combat. You're going to see fast-paced mobility, where you can run and jump and fling yourself across the battlefield at a high pace. You're going to see fairly difficult platforming that's going to require an adeptitude towards it. You're going to see auto-scroller sequences that as well. You're going to see traversal methods that you might not expect, having to jump off of an enemy to get there. You're going to see this beautiful art. You're going to see boss fights, and frankly, look at these boss fights. Look at them. This right here, look at this pattern. It jumps down, it creates a pattern that's global-wise across the left and right. Look at this one. You have this slam pattern that is softly predicted. You have here a very Hollow Knight inspired, but just by my basic read, a very Hollow Knight-esque style of fight that's more aggressive. So right here you already have one that's terrain-focused, one that's hard read-focused, and one that's combat-focused. They chose one of each of those themes of boss fights, and over the course of what? 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000. Over the course of 4 seconds, they told you so much about the potential for boss fights. They're not just sticking onto a single boss fight style. Like, that's one of my problems with a lot of MMOs. I'll get to that in the future. But they're not sticking with a single style of boss fight. They're making a diverse bunch of different boss fights that focus on different aspects of combat and mobility. And I think it looks good. I think it looks good.
It's an array of cartoons and island.
Disney shows us how to do 2D animation from a classic animated and well-loved source. Right before Looney Tunes tells us how to absolutely screw it up. Look at this. Look at what I'm looking at here. You know what? I'm making this my Twitter banner. I'm screenshotting this right now. Hold on, I need to copy this over. This right here is about to be my Twitter banner. It's so bad. It's just comically bad. It's hilariously bad. They made this trailer with the intention of getting you to buy their game. That's the thing that I cannot get over. This is the best. This is as good as this game will ever look. This is the trailer that they made to highlight the best parts of their game. After we saw this clean, crisp 2D animation, new designs that fit in with the world, beautiful, heavily artistic, just abstract backgrounds, and a highlight on these abstract backgrounds in all of the gameplay footage. Let me see more of the gameplay footage. Look at these beautiful abstract backgrounds. Gorgeous, stunning. How am I supposed to can after this? I cannot. How am I supposed to can once I have seen this? I simply cannot. It's so bad. Hello Kitty, cool. Again, it's basically taking a Flash game and turning it into a real game. I'm okay with that. It's gonna be cute, it's gonna be fun. Among Us, honestly, good trailer. Everybody knows Among Us. New people are not playing Among Us. That's genuinely. New people are not playing Among Us. I've seen this happen. I've seen what happens to a studio. I've seen what happens to an industry when this happens, when you don't have new blood. If you haven't heard of Among Us, you're probably not going to ever play it. If you have heard of Among Us, statistically speaking, you probably haven't played it this year. You probably have not played it in the last 6 months. Statistically speaking, you probably haven't played Among Us recently. So what is their trailer? Their trailer is not a trailer for new people to say, hey, what is Among Us? The trailer is, look at what is new that will bring you back. Look at what is new and exciting that you can do. Look at these new verbs that you have in a game that notoriously has very few verbs for you to actually do. There's very little doing in Among Us. It's mostly focused on the social. That's a good thing. That's what it's made for. That's what it's supposed to be. This trailer says, hey, you have new verbs.
Invisible while taking out players.
Look at what you can do as a Phantom. This is a good trailer. This is exactly what a new Among Us trailer is supposed to be. Whereas Pharmagia kind of pulls the rug out from underneath you, because you see this game with this giant army and you think, okay, giant army battler? Is this like some sort of Dynasty Warrior thing? Are we seeing like these grand scale, battles play out with all these monsters queuing up to fight? What kind of game is this? You don't even know the genre of this yet, and it's not like Mio's opening where it's artistic. It is, but it's highlighting something that this game is not. What it's highlighting right now is an army battler,
and play a vital role in the land's civilization. 10 of Pharmagia,
and it keeps that idea
against the oppressive Magus.
It's Overlord.
To stop this reign of the underworld.
It keeps this idea through right now. This looks like it controls like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The control scheme looks like somewhere between Minions or over the other Overlord. Actually, this looks somewhere between the Overlord PC game. Also, after they had the Overlord anime, now they have the Overlord PC game, and it looks like it plays like that by selecting different targets and sending different groups of minions at it. It looks like that, and then the game just this says, hey, no, just kidding, it's a farming simulator. Farming simulators, which are notoriously the opposite of that, where they're relaxing. They're not focusing on a relaxing game. If you want a hype army battlefield, you are not playing the farming simulator. If you want the relaxing farming simulator, you don't necessarily always want to care about the battler, but what you're farming is battler parts. That could be good. but the trailer doesn't show why that's good. The trailer just shows these two very separate things
Them to make your buddies come to life.
with fast-paced action music in the farming section. It shows different things. I think the game might be good. I think the trailer is bad. Although I just noticed that the fox, when it's growing, looks like a Molotov cocktail, and that's actually the funniest thing I've ever seen. I take it back. This game's going to be incredible, and I can't wait to buy it. That's a Molotov cocktail fox. Never mind. 10 out of 10. 5 stars. Let's go. Internet. And once again, if you have slept on Donkey Kong Country for the past decade, for the past 5 years, for the past 10 years, and you like platformers, you are doing yourself a disservice. Donkey Kong has been putting out banger platformers this whole time, and everybody's been ignoring it. I have not seen anybody talking about Donkey Kong platformers, and I genuinely don't know why. I don't know why, because they're good, and people seem to just be actively ignoring them and turning a blind eye to them, when in truth,
There are plenty of
they're just
transportation methods
really
available.
good
Pass
platformers.
a Joy-Con controller to a buddy for
Like,
2 players.
If you like platformers, this is a good one. This is going to be a good one, and the last one was a good one too. Dragon Cat Quest is just a hell yeah for me. This is going to be phenomenal. I'm going to play this. I'm going to this. They will have to severely mess things up for me not to adore everything that this game is putting out. Also, look at how many animation frames they put on this attack. That one. Look at how many animation frames they do for this attack. Like, that's a lot. That's good. I like that. There's a lot of detail here, and the secondary animations and the way they sell the weight on that, the anticipation, the build-up, that big stretch as they get ready to duck down and lay down the weight on it. It's good animation. It's so good. I love it. It looks like it's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait. Funko Fusion, if you like that kind of thing, is going to be good. Luigi's Mansion deserves a remake, if nothing else, than for preservation purposes. Love it. We have Miitopia at home. Just go play it. Metal Slug entirely hinges, and we can probably find this out today if you go, because this just launched. I don't have an answer for it yet. I genuinely do not. I will say it again. If this game focuses on multiplayer PvP Clash of Clans gameplay, it's gonna suck. If this is a mobile game in disguise, it's gonna suck. If this is made to be a Slay the Spire deck builder with where you can build your team, this is a monster train action thing where with loading out your characters, if this is a auto battler where you set up your army and sit back and watch the beautiful pixel art play out, it'll be outstanding. I don't know if I trust it to be that. Good night, grubs. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Darkest Dungeon 2, gonna be good. Just gonna be good. It's just gonna be good. Perfect Dark, go play Perfect Dark. It's good. Like, yes, Perfect Dark is a good game. If it has Switch motion controls for aiming, done, sold. It's gonna be the good game. If it doesn't, still fine. If you're okay with first-person shooters on a controller, Perfect Dark's a good. It has an alien named Elvis, and you need to break him out of Area 51. And when I say alien, I mean like little gray alien. Like, there's other bigger aliens that are angry, but this one is like your little gray big-headed alien dude, and his name is Elvis. And I love him. He's perfect. I will do an escort quest for Elvis, and that's the only character I will do an escort quest for. Phantom Brave, I just need to learn more about it. Like I said before, I'm very picky on this type of strategy game. Yeah, he does dress up as Elvis. It's fantastic. I'm very picky on strategy games like this. I don't like to control too many characters. I like to control less characters, but the idea of having the characters be more versatile and being able to, give them different abilities based on where you summon them sounds really cool. I want to like this game. I don't know if I will, just genuinely. I don't mean that as a slam. I don't know if I will. It's just, there's such a difference for me between XCOM and Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics, and I like XCOM and I don't really like Tactics. Triangle Strategy was okay, but I hated Disgaea. Like, I'm so picky on why I play tactics games that I don't know if it's going to be for me. That's not a reflection on whether or not it's good. I don't know yet either. This is one where I need a lot more information before I can even decide if it's something I want to try. And that could be argued as a failure of the trailer, because the trailer doesn't really tell you a lot about what the actual moment-to-moment gameplay is like, despite actually showing a decent amount of moment-to-moment gameplay. Also, I would like to see the non-gameplay aspects, because one of the best things about classic XCOM is, outside of combat, is as engaging as in the middle of combat. Outside of combat, you're gearing up your characters, you're thinking about abilities, you're choosing your squad, you're thinking a lot actively about how to set up your world. And I kind of wish they showed more of that in this, because we saw none of that. We saw narrative and we saw some combat without enough to really know what combat's really going to be like, quote-unquote. So I'm going to say I don't know enough about this. I will blame the trailer for that, I guess, after thinking about it. I'm not going to be playing the Brawler. I'm not going to be playing this a lot, but I'm glad this exists. I think this is a really good release. Yeah, just keep these game preservation is important. I'm glad these exist. I'm glad these are getting remade. I'm glad these are getting released. Happy to see it. I've never been a big Mario Party player, but I'm very much not opposed to it. I think they're fantastic games. I just usually don't have enough friends to play it, frankly. And yeah, cool. Well, yeah. Neat. This is going to be the best game ever. Again, if you find a solution that works for everything, don't use it. That's my advice to you going into this game. From what I can see of this game, from what this game appears to be, from how it appears that this game works, you can probably solve almost every puzzle with a bed. And I would say that if you can, you should not. If you can solve every puzzle with a bed in this game, I would say that you should never use the bed. If you can find a first order optimal strategy, if you can find the strategy that works in every situation, like if you can find the Scribblenauts jetpack or nuke, then you will have a worse time. Play this game. You know what, screw it, I'm just going to say it. Play this game the way you know I'm going to play it. Play this game like you're me, and go out of your way to find weird and obtuse combinations for solutions. Find a way to solve how to climb this wall here using 3 things that should never let you climb a wall. That's going to be the best way to play this game, genuinely. I think it's going to be an outstanding game. I think a lot of people are going to hate it because they're going to find a first order strategy that's going to be like, I just throw rocks at everything. I just click the rock button and throw it, and then combat's over. And then they're going to be sad because they're not having fun, because they're locking themselves into a situation where they're not having fun. To quote one of the Firaxis devs who worked on Civilization 4, given the opportunity, the player will optimize the fun out of your game. This is what this game will run afoul of. I'm calling it now. This game is going to run afoul of people finding the best way. Someone on Reddit is going to put the best way to play this game, and everyone's going to follow that and not have fun because they're not solving it. They're not figuring out how to solve the puzzles. They're just solving them, and that's not going to be interesting. And everyone's that's going to be the default way to play. And I, more than anything, want to see what this game does internally in its own design to stop you from doing that. That's what I want. I want to see if this game is willing to find a way to tell the player, no, don't take the easy path. And I don't know what that would be, but I'm really curious to find out. Just Dance, thank you for demonetizing my video. Pleasure as always. Again, thank you for the super chats earlier. There's no way this video is getting monetized, so I really do appreciate that. Lego Horizon is the same as the Funko games. I don't mean it in a derogatory way. It's going to be the same concept of this is going to take a game that was relatively serious in tone and make it playful and silly. It's going to take a gameplay that was relatively intense and make it casual and watered down. It's going to take something that was a lot more focused and intentionally make it less focused and more playful. That's a good thing if you like it, and it's a bad thing if you don't. I prefer the deeper narrative generally, so I'm not going to be picking it up, but that's me. That's not to say that you shouldn't. If that's the kind of experience that you want, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good way of experiencing, frankly, what is a good storyline. Horizon Zero Dawn's a good story. Stray's good. It's fun. Go watch Tuzzy's stream. Tuzzy, link your channel so that people know, link your VOD for Stray, so that people can watch it. I have a playthrough too, but I don't plug my friends often enough. Tales of the Shire looks good and cozy, just genuinely. Ace Attorney, I pretty much info dumped how I feel about it. I'm really glad to see this. I think it's going to be really cool. Ace Attorney it looks good. And knowing who made this game pivoted my entire concept of it. The entire idea I had of 100 Line, once I learned who made it, it's like, oh no, wait a minute. They might have something to say. And I think that they will. So I actually have high hopes for this one. I'll wait till it comes out. Stream Ace Attorney? I'll need to think about it, because I don't know how well it will stream, you know? Some games just don't stream well. Just genuinely. Some games don't stream well, and Ace Attorney is kind of pretty close to that genre of a game that's so narrative in its exposition that it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for me to actually present myself. You know? Romancing Saga 2, please don't mess this up. I would like to play it. I don't trust it to be good. And hell yeah, Metroid Prime. This looks so good. I think this is going to be fantastic. I'm so glad. They focused on gameplay footage. They heavily focused on gameplay and environmental footage. And like, yes, I'm interested. I love this. And seeing the wider background, seeing this here, makes me very excited for the visual landscape of the game. Which is something that I didn't like in the other Metroid Prime games. I didn't like the visual landscape. It was too dreary for me. Seeing this brings me a lot of hope. Well, that's 2.5 hours for a 40-minute video, which, let's be honest, you all knew that was going to happen. If you're watching this in the VOD, you knew right at the beginning when I said this will be a 40-minute video. I know that you scrolled down and checked the runtime and rolled your eyes at me. And you know what? Thank you for making it to the end. That means a lot to me. Again, support the channels in some way if you can. I would appreciate that. I think that I do things that are cool once in a while. So, yeah. YouTube doesn't do a good job of promoting me to new followers. The best way I'm getting new followers right now is word of mouth and people referencing me on other platforms, like, you know, taking clips and posting them on Reddit, or taking jokes and posting them on Twitter. You know, and that's really what I need right now. I just need that to bring people to the channel, because, well, you made it through this and you had a good time. So I'd like to have other people have a good time too. It sounds so lame. Why did I phrase it like that? That was the stupidest way I could have phrased that. Good night, everybody! No, but genuinely, I love all of you, and I appreciate that you came out and watched this. The fact that you were here and that you had a good time watching this means that I'm doing something right, and the fact that you are going to tell someone that I did something, that this is an entertaining way of watching things, is good. I'm going to go head out to the Discord channel, which is in the description right now, and we're going to have a cartoon night. Every Tuesday we watch cartoons together, Saturday morning cartoon style. So maybe I'll see you there, and maybe I'll just see you in the next video, and maybe I'll see you around. Cheers, friends.